Sorry about the noise in advance. It's been a while since I last turned on the AC, so it's a little bit warm in here and it's making a bunch of noise. But here we have the first of bag H as in hotel, page 23. Page 22, I don't think I really covered it, but it's just basically snapping in the rear shock. So today we're going to put in our front suspension piece that we have right there. And just kind of quick review right here, we're gonna find 4 flathead screws, 4 by 16 kilometers, or kilometers. Right, so those are some really long bastards. They're probably hanging out in your backyard all the way into the neighbor's yard and maybe into the school ground. So they shouldn't be hard to find. And there's going to be 4 of them. Then we're going to find the 4 spacers. I promise you that's not the first time. I've actually recorded a bunch of videos already on this. It's just that my internet is so slow. I'm moved along much further than what you might think, according to what you're seeing. So yes, that's not the first time we've seen something like that. So it looks pretty straightforward. 4 tapered seat screws, 4 spacers, attach our front end piece. And just to recap what's actually going on right here, this longer flat edge right here is the front of the upper A-arm. What difference that makes, I have no idea. Maybe it helps for turning geometry. Maybe it helps for caster. I have no idea, but that longer front edge right there in comparison to this one is the front. So we look at our bag H and we can clearly see we've got 4 spacers and we got 4 countersunk screws or tapered seat screws, and that should be relatively straightforward. Let's see how it fits on there dry before anything else. So according to this diagram right here, it looks like these spacers are going to sit in this hole, the second hole back, and then this other remaining hole. And this split, just to make sure we get the front, that is the front, because dry fitting it up here appears to not line up, at least as far as the screw holes are concerned. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. I've been surprised many times already. Might get surprised again. Now when installing these little shims, you may be fumbling around, but a little pair of needle nose pliers, or jewelry pliers as I call them, and then slide it down into where it goes, and then drop your screw in there, is what I found to be quite helpful. And just to confirm, it does not say use Loctite, or at least not anywhere that I'm seeing on here. And the main reason I'm not using Loctite when joining the upper piece in there is because there's still supposed to be a sway bar that goes into here, mounts somewhere else, and goes into there, into that little cup right there. And the same with the rear. And I did order another sway bar kit for the rear, or at least I ordered another sway bar kit, because so far in the remaining bags I have left, I, J, and K, there is no sway bar unless it's in the body kit, plus it has not been mentioned anywhere in here. But we do have these little posts right there in the center, specifically designed for a sway bar. So I did order an extra set just in case it's not in, or at least I ordered one. I ordered one just in case. So if I get one, I guess I'm going to put it up front. The rear, you typically want to have a little more traction regardless, so a little bit of swaying on the rear side, depending on the weight balance of the vehicle. I'm guessing logically that would probably be right, but we can always adjust the preload on the springs right there to account for that. One thing you should keep in mind of, I know it's probably a little late. Let's see if we can brighten that up a little bit here. Come on. that might be too bright. Yeah, it's probably a little bit too bright. Let me dim it down. But this preload that you're looking at right there, or right here, sorry, there's a delay in the camera, and then what I see with my eyes doesn't work with what I see in the camera. So this preload will hit this bar right here, that bar where that screw is. So you have to adjust the preload quite a bit. And for right now, I just visually made them look to what I think are the same. This side right here clears with no problem because that metal is actually out of the way, because I guess the motor mount makes it just a little bit different on that side than this side. So just something to keep in mind. I even tried flipping that upside down, putting that over there and that over there, right? Basically turning the shock around 180 degrees. Didn't seem to make too much difference. It runs into it one way or the other, but adjusting the preload clears that. Either that or put some shims underneath that pivot ball right there, that kind of a bronze type colored pivot ball to elevate it a little bit more. That might also be another way around it. Either that or you're going to grind down this aluminum piece right here. Right? So that's just something else. But other than that, page 23 is now done.